Yo, 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 hey YouTube, as we do it all straight from the garage again with another video. I got a 2001 GMC Yukon here, and I'll be attempting to change a fuel pump. Now, I've seen some videos where people cut holes in the floor under the rear side passenger seat to get to the fuel pump. It's really not that hard of a job, so I wouldn't recommend it, but that is one way you can do it. Basic tools are needed. Need a 13-inch socket and ratchet, and I believe the two bolts holding the straps on the tank are 15s or 17s. So 13 to 15 is a screwdriver, a jack, and a pair of needle nose pliers, and that should really be about it. Depending on how full your tank is, you might want help with this one. Mine is about little under halfway, so I think I should be able to do it by myself, but if it's full, you will have some leakage, so make sure you're in a ventilated area, and make sure that you have something you can clean up your fuel with. So just a word of advice before we get started. So anyway, on this truck, the gas tank is on the driver's side, right under the driver and passenger door. I grab my tools, flashlight, and we'll get to it. Alright guys, so I'm under the truck now. This is the fuel tank. It's the rear of the vehicle. You got one strap right here that you got to take off, and has a 15-inch bolt right here, a 15 bolt. And then back here, like I said, it's the rear of the vehicle. You have two hoses you got to take off. Let me see if I can get a good picture of them. Please forgive me. You know how we do it. One hand with the phone. All right, we're gonna go. Let me see what's the best way for me to show this. These two hoses right here, gotta take these off. Now, depending on how full your tank is, you can either take them off up here above the rear frame, or you can take them off at the tank. Right here. I'm gonna take them up here above the rear frame because I know I'm halfway full, and then when I lower this fuel tank, hopefully it'll keep some of the fuel in. Normally fuel pumps seem to go out when you fill the tank up, but I know this one's been going out for a while, so I've only been putting anywhere between a quarter tank and a half tank in, because I knew I was gonna do this eventually. So, but I will tell you, it normally seems to go out as soon as you fill a tank up. Fuel pump seems to go out in these things for some reason. So, just a word of caution: when you take those hoses off, be careful, especially if the tank is full. And like I said, I will probably have some help if you're going to be doing it like that. All right, so I'll go towards the front of the vehicle. Another strap that has to come out. And once again, that's a 15-inch bolt. Right there. All right, and then one other thing you'll have to disconnect. Sorry, I had to take my glove off. I keep rolling over it. One other thing you have to disconnect. We're at the front of the vehicle now. There's a transmission, front of the drive shaft, and there's a box right here. It's a charcoal box, vent box. It's part of your vent system that lets air out and vapors out and stuff like that. Recycles vapor. Anyway, it's got a bolt here, which I believe is a 13, and then you have a cross member right here that your transmission mount sits in. Right under it, there's another bolt. It's a 13. And it's got 3 connectors here in the back. All right, got 1, 2, and 3. These 2 bottom ones, actually there's one bottom one that has to come out, I believe is this one. All you got to do is squeeze and pull, and that one comes out. So once you pull those out, I'm going to pull the 2 bottom ones out. I'm going to pull both of them. Once you pull those out, then you can go back and take the hoses off rear of the vehicle. Right? And then once you get the hoses disconnected, then you can take the straps out. So I'm going to do all of that. and then I'll come back and we'll get it dropped down and go from there. All right, y'all, just a little update. I just disconnected the box. All right, remember I told you it was the 213s, disconnected those, squeezed the 2 tabs out in the back. Now, pull it down. And this is gonna kind of sit here. Once I lower the tank, once I take the strap off, actually, it'll release the tube to where this box can sit on the ground. Just show you the 2 connectors right here. This one, and let me get my light better for you. There we go. All right. So this one right here, all you gotta do, if you look at it, it's got 2 tabs, squeeze and pull. All right, squeeze and pull. So all you gotta do, and the same thing for the other one, squeeze and pull, and you can get those out. So I'm gonna set this back up here for now. I just wanted to show y'all that. Set this back up here so it's not dangling, but that's pretty simple how the box comes out. Alright, so after I did the box, well, next step was to get these hoses. The little one, I got off pretty easy. This big one is pretty stout. So what I did is I removed the clamp, and then what I'm going to do is I'll lower the gas tank down. I'll let the hose come out with the gas tank. I did twist it a little bit just to make sure I had it free. Light fell. Just to make sure I had it free. So as I'm lowering the tank, I'll make sure I come back and guide it down, and it should just slide off. So just wanted to update that. Next, I'll remove the straps, get my jack, and we'll get it down. This job, literally, to get it out, the tank out, takes about 20 to 30 minutes. So it's really not hard. Like I said, something you could do in the driveway at the house. And yeah, so I get these straps off, get the jack under here, and then we'll come back. Alright guys, I just pulled my first strap out. So I loosened this bolt right here. Like I said, it was a 15. And this light, go over here. The strap sits in this groove right here, and it just comes right out. You lift and pull it towards the passenger side of the vehicle, and it comes right out here. Let me see if I can. So here it is. Sits in there just like that. All you gotta do, lift up and out, strap comes out. All right. And you see I got my jack under the tank already just to support it. And there's my first strap. I do the same thing with the front, and like I said, it's the same process. And then we'll be able to drop it down. So just wanted to run you through that real quick. It may be rusty under here. So the good thing is, if you do break a bolt, you can go to Ace Hardware or a place like that, and you can get these little, I don't know what they're called, but anyway, they're just these little adapters that the bolts sit in. I'm glad GM did this because it does get rusty under these things. This tank has been out before, but you can buy those. I bought mine at Ace Hardware for $3, and the bolt, so for the adapter and the bolt was $3. And you just take the old one out and put the new one in, so no need to drill or anything if you break a bolt on these GM cars, which is a good thing. All right, so I'll go get the front done, and then we'll get the tank out. All right, guys, I got my jack set on a real slow coming down, but as you can see, the hose just disconnected. It just popped out. All right, as the jack's coming down, and the tank is coming down at the same time. Once it gets to the axle, it's probably going to stop, and then you just have to finesse the hose around it. Like I said, I kept my hoses on because I'm at least halfway full, and I don't want all my fuel spilling out. I probably still will get some spillage. It happens, but at least I could try to, hold the hose up and keep the majority in the tank. So right now it's just dropping down. I need to put the camera down so I can guide these hoses through, and then we'll come back. Alright, well, we got the tank down. My hoses, I just kind of stuck them up under this line here just to keep the gas in the tank. And then we got two 10mm bolts right here on top of this cover, and that will allow us access to our lines and our wires on the fuel pump. If you can look at the way the pump is sitting right now, it's at an angle on the vehicle. It's made so that the back can come down to the ground and the front stays on the vehicle. It's curved up front, and it sits on an A-frame, so that's a good thing also. You only have to use one jack. And right now all the weight is transferred to the back of the fuel pump because all the gas is back here. So when you let the front down, it shouldn't be too painfully heavy. Unless you're full. Like I said, if you're full, you might want to grab that extra person, or maybe grab an extra jack. But I'm not full, and so I should, I believe I should be good to go. So I'm gonna get this cover off that I showed you guys, this cover right here, and then I'll show you how to take the lines off, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so I got the cover off, and then that gives us access to, like I said, all our wires. Two wires that you got to deal with on the fuel pump, and all this stuff needs to be done before you release, before you take the front of the fuel pump off. This one's real easy. It's got a snap. Just pull it back. This one has a little protector in the top, gray protector. Pull it out, and then the wire itself. Push down on the back tab. You see this back tab right here, and it comes out. That takes care of your wires. Now you got two lines that you got to deal with, and those are easy also. All you got to do with the lines is there's a top and a bottom. Squeeze them in and pull the line out. I can't do it with one hand, so I'm gonna have to put the camera down. But let me get in close. You squeeze the two tabs together. So you got a tab here and a tab on the bottom. Squeeze them together, and as you squeeze, you pull the line out. You can either use a needle nose or a flathead screwdriver for that. I prefer a needle nose so you don't break anything. Use a needle nose to hold the two tabs down while you use your other hand to pull the lines out. There's two lines, and once you release those, then you can drop the tank and take it out from under the vehicle or whatever you need to do. So I'm gonna get that done, and then I'll pull the tank out. All right, guys, so got it out. Here's our fuel pump. So it looks like with the bolt removed, with the cover removed. Only thing you gotta worry about on this is making sure you get this tab up right here. There's a tab. You wanna make sure you pry that tab up. And you should be able to push. Let me see, put pressure. And once you get that tab up and push, snap ring should come off, and there's your fuel pump. All right, you just pull it out and replace it. One thing you want to make note of is if you buy an aftermarket fuel pump, you have to take this sensor out and put it in a new pump. Be careful with this sensor. The best thing to do is just take your time, pry it from the back, and it should pop up. I'm sorry, pry it from the back and it should pop up. And then you have to reuse these rings. And I mean,